On each railway, there were often individual obstacles which had to be overcome and which required very clever engineering. Kilsby Tunnel, for example.
Unfortunately, from Stephenson's point of view, there was no experience of building a railway on that scale before. He had to modify the design as he went along, and Kilsby, in many ways, was an absolute disaster. It went colossally over budget because of those engineering difficulties. There were problems with it collapsing as well, and people were losing their lives.
Every year we deliver 5,000 projects, and this time last year we did get 1 or 2 projects wrong, and we saw the enormous impact on the travelling public.
And we have to make sure that we're working safely. Often we have to turn the overhead line power off in order to do works, and therefore you can't run trains during that period.
Confidence in the project, frankly, after the overrun at Rugby last Christmas was low. But the team looked at that very much in an objective way in terms of what needed to be done last year. They literally planned the project, they pulled the plan to pieces, they replanned it, they pulled it to pieces again, and they put in place a plan that we knew we could deliver.
We learned from that, and that helped us deliver a significant amount of work in 2008.
We've changed what we do and how we do it. We plan our projects with even greater meticulous detail.
As we got more successes, we got through various commissionings, just started to gain more and more momentum as we went through the year.
The 19th century origins of the West Coast Main Line do present real challenges to today's engineers and operators, because those early engineers built bridges and tunnels which were smaller than was later to become the standard. Also routes which twisted more than we might like today. But as trains have got faster for all sorts of reasons, those curves do present us with a problem. How do we basically operate the trains successfully?
There is no straight track on the West Coast. That is very important for what we did, in that in order to increase the line speeds on this particular main line, we had to introduce tilting trains. We worked 94 million man-hours on this project.
At its peak, we were spending over £4 million a day, every day.
We have renewed or repaired 174 bridges.
We've renewed over 3 million yards of track.
Over 830 switches and crossings.
The job was costed at over £13 billion, and we managed to deliver it for under £9 billion.
Every weekend, every major commissioning was a challenge through the year that the guys delivered.
I think it's a tremendous achievement that the West Coast Main Line has been modernised.
That is a different kind of challenge from the one that people like Robert Stephenson and Joseph Locke experienced.
In that respect, we've moved on.
It is difficult to operate a 21st century railway with a 19th century route structure and infrastructure. And my hat off to the engineers and the operators who make it possible to make the West Coast Main Line what it is today.
It's been a huge success. People underestimate the scale and the size and the complexity of trying to modernise what essentially was a Victorian railway.
Both passengers and freight users have got a really modern, reliable, super railway and a benefit for them for many years.
People now go to Manchester in less than 2 hours, and we've taken an hour off the journey time to Glasgow, and we've got thousands of more seats each and every day, and I genuinely believe that the passenger experience has been transformed over the last 5 years.
The scale of a project like West Coast increases our profile, and it also enables us to have more confidence for the future in terms of project delivery.
I think the railways are going through a renaissance. Over the last few years, we've started to see more people wanting to use the railways, more investment being made available into the railways. there's a very bright future.
We've got an investment programme now of £20 billion over the next 5 years. That involves things like Thameslink, interfacing to Crossrail. Our credibility and our confidence to deliver those is really bolstered massively by last year's success on the West Coast project.
We're very, very proud about it, and I'm very proud of the 5,000 or so people that have worked 7 days a week for the last 7 years to deliver what has been a huge engineering challenge.